The key for the Bengals, though, this offseason is Joe Burrow. He became eligible for a second contract the moment the 2022 regular season ended. Here's Zac Taylor, head coach of the Bengals, on the urgency to get a deal done with Joe Burrow now that 2022 is over.
Yeah, I think that starts now internally. And so, again, just wrapped up with the team today, and as you go forward, you get a chance to start talking about Joe and all the other players that are up. That's the balance you always have to strike is we've got really talented players, and you want to work to get them back. And at the same time, you're balancing developing younger players. And so, again, we want all these great players we want them back. And then, that's a chance to work these next couple of weeks and see where we end up. And at the same time, always developing, I don't like saying the bottom of the roster, all the guys on the roster, and I think we've taken great pride in doing that. Yeah, fortunately, I don't have to put that on paper, in terms of what that is. That's just the business we're in right now. He's everything we want to be about. He is a hard worker. He cares about his teammates. He cares about where he's from, Ohio. This fan base, I think he represents us the right way. And so we take a lot of pride in having Joe Burrow as our quarterback.
The issue has come up recently, especially because 3 of the 4 quarterbacks in the conference championship games are on their rookie deal. Can you win with a quarterback who's on a big money contract? Well, you can. The challenge becomes, look at the Chiefs. They're doing it with Patrick Mahomes. The challenge becomes hitting on your draft picks, developing. It's not just picking the right guys. It's developing. I think back to the conversation we seem to have every year about the Patriots. Do they fail when it comes to selecting receivers, or do they fail when it comes to developing receivers who may have become better players under another coaching staff? We don't know that. It's all the same thing. Draft and develop, draft and develop. And you have to do that because you have every year 7 or more, depending upon compensatory picks and trades, et cetera, opportunities to bring in guys who are at a very low salary amount who can supplement the guys who are making a ton of money. And that's the challenge, and that's what the Bengals are now going to shift into. They've had their 3 years with Joe Burrow at a salary level that is easy to manage. Now they're going to have to figure out how to manage their team with Joe Burrow getting more, and I think Burrow's sensitive to that. And look, I'm a firm believer in get everything you can while you can, because the moment that you can no longer do what you're doing now, they are done with you. Get paid while you can. The balance, though, if you're Joe Burrow and you want to compete for championships and build a legacy, is I got to leave some food in the trough for everybody else, or it's going to be all rookies. It's going to be Joe Burrow and all rookies and undrafted guys for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and look, I think if you're Joe Burrow, you want to keep T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase around for as long as you possibly can. So that's one aspect of it. But if you're Joe Burrow, you're Justin Herbert, you're Jalen Hurts, you should not be playing a down in 2023 without a new contract. What are we talking about with Lamar Jackson, right? And we're going to talk more about Lamar Jackson later on in the show and potentially getting franchise tag. But you should not be playing anything in 2023 without some significant guarantees. If Kyler Murray and Kyler Murray's agent could get that done last year, then that's what should be done for you this year. You don't necessarily have to be as vocal about it as Kyler Murray was. Maybe you only get vocal about it after the offseason program ends in June, because that's the time where we start to see these things, right? And that's 6 weeks-ish between the end of minicamp and the start of training camp. All 3 of those dudes, if they have not been signed to a new contract, need to get signed to a new contract if I'm them, right? Because there is too much money to be made that you should be leaving some on the table right now. You need to get those guarantees right now. We know Joe Burrow's great, right? We know Justin Herbert appears to be a franchise guy. We know Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate. Those 3 dudes should not be playing anything. They shouldn't even show up to training camp if they don't have a new deal.
And the trail that Joe Burrow and the Bengals can blaze here, I made this point after baby-faced assassin went up to Buffalo and won by 17. Give him a percentage of the cap. Every year, guaranteed a percentage of the cap. The franchise tag numbers came out yesterday. They are driven by, every year, wait for it, a percentage of the cap. It's okay that you don't know the number until you know what the salary cap is going to be. You know that a defined amount of every dollar is going to go to your quarterback. 12 cents, 13 cents, 14 cents, whatever they negotiate. And then you have everything left for the rest of your team. The league doesn't want teams to do it. There's nothing in the CBA that prevents it. I've been saying for years it needs to be done. And Mike Brown is enough of a contrarian that maybe he's the right guy to do it. And Joe Burrow may be the right guy to push for it. It's a compelling argument to make. Look, how many cents out of the dollar am I worth to you? I don't care about total dollars. How many cents out of every cap dollar am I worth to you? That's how we need to be thinking about this negotiation. And if Burrow approaches it that way, Myles, I think he'll be the first one to get it. And if he doesn't get it, maybe nobody will ever get it.
Maybe not, but I think that is a very compelling argument to do it. And I mean, if you have it that way, then it's not, there are anchor points, right, that you have, and you know what that set anchor point is every year when the cap comes out. And frankly, the cap ain't going down any further. We know that the NFL, all they continue to do is generate money and make more money. And this is why people like you and, people that I guess are pushing it from 345 want there to be neutral site conference championship games, which I think is an awful idea. But if you keep generating money, then that cap is going to continue to go up. And that's why, it's an okay thing for you to have a set of percentage of the cap.
I just know how to deal with the inevitable. Resistance is futile. The league is going to do it. Doesn't matter whether we like it or not. Me screaming from the mountaintop isn't going to change it. I frankly don't care if the game's a neutral site or home.
You said you wanted it to
okay.
be.
They only have...
You said you wanted it to be neutral site, and the rest of us in the PFT group chain said that you're wrong. So I was happy with that. It was a good group.
Let me just say something. Those are all off the record communications. Those are all privileged. Those are all protected. Those are all under the not quite attorney-client privilege, but something close enough to that. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.